Hello friends, and welcome to day 1 of Summerween! Oh my god, I can't believe it's here! Before we jump into the Summerween madness of this first vlog, I wanted to share with you something that Rachel and I have worked on specifically for Summerween. I thought it would be really fun to make some kind of like intro that is inspired by Taylor Swift, because of course, I'm not obnoxious, and because Speak Now dropped at the beginning of Summerween, I thought this would be the perfect opportunity. So basically, I decided to rewrite the lyrics of one of Taylor Swift's songs so that it fits the vibe of Summerween and make a cute little music video on the beach with some ghosts. And thank you so much to my sister for playing the ghost in this music video. And yeah, let's just jump right into it, shall we? One night, a few moons ago, I read a book that really scared me, and I might spend the night with all these nightmares in my head. And it's only mid-July. Books can be emotionally abusive, but they can't stop me during this readathon. And I'm not sure what I'll read next. Thanks for asking, I'm unglued. I'll start reading soon. Are we reading like ghosts at the beach? Weird but fucking beautiful. Warm Summerween, but rain would be suitable. We're reading books tonight with the spooky vibes, but it's going down, no sound except for audiobooks, like ghosts on the beach. All warm Summerween, like ghosts on the beach, like ghosts. And I can't speak, afraid to jinx it. I don't even dare to wish it. If I predict it'll be 5 stars, I'm sure that I won't like it. I'll be sad if I don't like it. Might even get in a reading slump, and
yeah, we really don't have time for that right now.
Are we reading like ghosts at the beach? Weird but fucking beautiful. Warm Summerween, but rain would be suitable. We're reading books tonight with the spooky vibes, but it's going down, no sound except for audiobooks, like ghosts on the beach. Our warm Summerween, like ghosts on the beach, like ghosts.
Like ghosts.
So as you can see, we had a lot of fun making that music video. I think it turned out so freaking cute. And I just wanted something like that that was kind of fun to kick off Summerween, you know, with some ghosts on the beach. But anyways, hi, it is day 1 of Summerween. It's about 10 in the morning right now. I am still recovering from last night because Speak Now did drop last night at 9 o'clock for us. And then I stayed up until 1 in the morning, like editing our reaction, because me and Rachel did a whole reaction video for my Patreon. And so I literally stayed up editing it until 1 a.m. last night, so I'm a little bit tired, but the video turned out really great. I think it's like an hour and 20 minutes long of us just reacting to Speak Now. There were definitely some tears, but I did want to show you, oh my god, aren't these book sleeves so stunning, by the way? This is one of the Summerween book sleeves. I'm obsessed with the blue and the orange and the little ghosty vibes, oh my gosh. But I did want to let you know that last night, just a few hours before Speak Now dropped, I did start on my first read for this readathon, which is Dead 11, and so far I'm only about 83 pages in. Oh my gosh, look at this too. We've got the Summerween bookmark. Is this not the cutest? I also really love the colors on these bookmarks. I just think they're so adorable. But anyways, I am 10 chapters into Dead 11, and so far this one has been good. It's just a little bit slow moving for me so far. I feel like this author is doing a really good job at setting up the atmosphere and the characters, and all we really know about it is that like there's this mysterious island that he doesn't fully understand, and we're following this protagonist named Willow, who discovers that her son, who has recently passed away, he had written the word Clifford Island like on the floor of his room or something like that right before he died, and so she went to the island to try to find out the truth about what really happened to her son. But then right in the beginning, in the prologue of this book, we follow Willow's brother, who's also trying to go to the island because she has recently disappeared and he has not heard from her, and so he thinks that maybe she was going to the island. And so it's about, you know, these different family members going to this island, and like there's something weird happening on this island. It also says on the blurb blurb here. On a creepy island where everyone has a strange obsession with the year 1994, a newcomer arrives hoping to learn the truth about her son's death. And so this story is told in a really interesting way. We're getting a lot more character point of views than I was anticipating, and there's kind of like different styles of storytelling. Like some of it is almost like an interview style, so I don't know how I feel about all of that so far. There's been a few kind of like creepy moments so far, because they'll say like people are seeing things on the island, like possible like creatures that they can't fully explain, and it was kind of creepy. And then we do get a scene with Willow, and I think this was like right after her son had died, but she kind of feels like there's like somebody in the house with them, and she kind of feels like there's somebody like right outside of her bedroom right outside of her bedroom door. She can like feel a presence. Like, I don't know, it was kind of creepy. So like I have no idea what to expect with this one or where it could be going, but I'm gonna be reading this one today on some Patreon reading sprints. I'm actually gonna be doing some Patreon reading sprints all day today, which I'm really looking forward to, and so hopefully I can get this one done. I just wanted to check in and do a quick little checkup because it is now just after 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I've been doing some Patreon reading sprints all afternoon, and it was so fun because I got to kind of like premiere the Ghosts on the Beach music video that me and Rachel made. I got to like premiere it during the sprints, which was really fun to get people's like live reaction to it. You know, it was really cool, and I feel like I almost want to make it a new Summerween tradition of mine to like rewrite a Taylor Swift song and like make it all spooky and Summerween vibes because of how much fun it was and because of the reaction that I got. And then this afternoon I've still just been listening to Dead 11 on audio, and I've also just been doing a lot of other things like getting my Speak Now reaction uploaded for Patreon and like making a little thumbnail. And then also I've been trying to stay on top of the Instagram photo challenges, because if you might have seen on our Summerween Instagram, we do have 7 different like daily kind of Instagram photo challenges, so I've been wanting to stay on top of that as well. So I was just taking some pictures of like my TBR in my room, and then I also did the one that was to like make a little candy corn, which is just like taking books with like orange and white and yellow spines and trying to make it look like a candy corn. I don't know, I think the pictures turned out pretty cute. But anyways, I did want to give you a reading update because I'm about at the 50% mark with this book now. I'm on page 222. So far, this book has been really unique, and it's been quite the slow burn. This one is a horror book, and it has really great island vibes. It has like spooky island vibes, and I was talking about this on my Patreon, how I feel like this book is kind of unlocking like a new fear for me, which I didn't know that I had, and that's like the idea that like, I don't really know how to fully even explain this, but somebody said it's kind of like an Earth or kind of like a simulation where like it really feels like everyone that's on this island is like almost like they're trapped in the year 1994 and they like can't move forward in time or something because of how weird it is. Like all of their clothes are like from 1994, like everything's outdated, and like the way that it says in the premise of this book too, how like they just watch the O.J. Simpson car chase like every single evening, which is like so weird and so specific and like just so bizarre. There's a lot of really iconic like 1994 references, you know, throughout this book because of the island being really obsessed with the year 1994. The idea of going somewhere that feels like they're stuck in the past and you're like the only one that's like an outsider or that's like not included in some kind of like weird simulation that's like they're stuck in a certain time period or something. I don't know, it's very like, somebody also said it's kind of like Twilight Zone sounding or like Twilight Zone vibes, and I'm definitely getting that from this. I think this is definitely a really slow burn book. Like there's not a lot actually happening on page. It's mostly a lot of like alluding to some really creepy things. Like there's like the idea of some kind of creature like in the woods. Like they're describing like, I'm seeing a dark figure, like something feels like they're watching them, which I really like the atmosphere in this book a lot. But I feel like as far as the plot goes, it is very slow moving, but this author is doing a really great job at like building this creepy atmosphere. Like I'm just having a blast with listening to this one so far, even though it's a little bit more of a slower burn than I was anticipating. But maybe because the story's so long, I should have anticipated that it would have been more of a slow burn. I have tabbed a few moments so far that have really kind of like freaked me out, or like moments that are just kind of like spooky and eerie and weird. I love that the island like has this like general rule where it's like keep your curtains closed at night, because like it seems like there's just something out there that's lurking at night. I'm hoping to finish this one today, hopefully while I'm on reading sprints. I don't know how much longer I'm planning to be live on Patreon. Yeah, I might have to make a snack because I'm getting a little bit hungry and it's only 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Like what the heck? It is now like 4:30 in the afternoon, a little bit after 4:30 in the afternoon, and I have been reading Dead 11 all freaking day. I am on page 360. I have about 80 pages left, and I am really enjoying this. I was doing Patreon reading sprints for like 5.5 hours today. Like that's the longest that I've sprinted in quite some time. That was really nice and it was really fun. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this book a lot more now. I feel like it took a while for me to get invested in the story, and I feel like, you know, like I mentioned earlier, like this author does a really good job of doing a slow burn on the atmosphere and like the characters and like really building up the story. But for me, I felt like the first 200 pages were so slow and just kind of, it wasn't gripping me, you know, like the story just wasn't gripping me right away. But now 360 pages into it, I am having a really good time with this, and I feel like it's getting more and more creepy as you're learning more and more about this island. I feel like I'm starting to get a real grasp and understanding of like what exactly is going on this island, and it is so creepy. And honestly, like this is exactly the kind of weird horror that I tend to gravitate towards, so I'm really happy that it's going in the direction that it is, because I'm just getting more and more into it the further that I read, which is great. And I also forgot to mention in my last updates, because you know there's so much of this book that is told in like cool different formats, you know, because some of this book is told through like letters that she's like writing to her brother or to like other people, like the protagonist Willow. And it's really cool because some of it is done in like an interview style format, or like it's done over text messages, like the characters will be like texting each other back and forth about things that they're discovering. But it's really cool because on the audiobook, the sound effects are really cool. Like it'll make it sound like they're talking on a phone or something, so it'll do the like muffle over their voice like they're talking on a phone. I don't know, I appreciate all the extra effort that seems to have gone into making this audiobook. Like the audiobook is fantastic, and so it's really elevating the experience for me. I'm having a great time. I'm probably gonna finish it pretty soon here. I think I might actually go down to my local Target to buy Speak Now, because you know today is the day that Speak Now just came out, and my local Target's like 20 to 25 minutes away, so I think I might actually go down to Target. I might just try to finish listening to this audiobook on the drive down there, and I want to get Speak Now and hold it in my hands and just like ugh. And then also while I'm down there, I think I might get dinner somewhere. I know there's like a Chipotle and there's a Panda Express like right around my Target, so like I might pick up dinner while I'm out there. I don't really know what my plans are yet, but hopefully I will be able to finish this on audio while I'm driving around. Hi, it is just after 9 o'clock at night now. It has been such a lovely afternoon. I went to Target and I got the goods. Look at it, it's beautiful, it's stunning. She's a beauty. So anyways, that was great. I had dinner at Chipotle. I just went and ate by myself and I was able to listen to the rest of Dead 11 on audio while I was at Chipotle. And this story, I don't know if I have anything more to say about it other than what I've already said. I think this was quite the slow burn of a book, but I don't know how I feel about like the very ending of this book, to be honest. I feel like the ending was just okay for me. Overall, I still feel like I'm gonna give this one 4 stars because I really did like the atmosphere. I really like the concept of this, and I really think that this is the type of horror novel where at the end of the day, it really is about, you know, the characters, and it's kind of like talking about how grief is really scary and like losing someone that you love is really terrifying, and that's one of the biggest, you know, horrific things that we can experience as a human being is losing someone that's close to us. And so I do love this book for all of those reasons. I think the only reason why I would knock off a star personally is just because I found the pacing of this book to be a little bit slow. I just thought it had a really slow start to it, and I don't think this book needed to be like 430 pages long. I feel like especially with this story, what it ended up being, he could have easily told this story in like 200 to 300 pages. You know, like it did not need to be as long as it was, but I still really appreciate the atmosphere and the vibes, and it's definitely still a horror book that I'll be recommending for people, so I enjoyed myself. I think I'm also going to be starting At Home with the Horrors. I kind of like told myself that I wanted to try and read at least 2 short stories from this every day because this is a horror collection of short stories, and there's 14 short stories I think in this whole collection, so I thought, oh my god, how perfect would that be? Since the readathon is 7 days long, I can do 2 short stories per day. So I think I might try to read these first 2 short stories tonight before the end of the night. But oh my gosh, dude, Taylor Swift is ruining my life. I was just watching the live stream from her concert tonight, and not only did this bitch add Long Live to the set list, which like, this is something that I've been wanting since the start of this tour, so like, oh my god, fingers crossed that she's gonna keep Long Live on this fucking set list for my show. Like, oh my god, I can only hope. But then also, she announced that there's gonna be another music video dropping tonight for I Can See You. Like, are you fucking kidding me? That's one of my favorite vault tracks. Like, oh my god, I'm not okay. And so, the music video stars Joey King and Taylor Lautner, and she just brought them out on stage at her show. And like I saw the music video because like I was watching a TikTok live stream and somebody was live streaming the fucking stage, so I did get to see most of the music video, and it's like, it's so cute because she's like in the vault and she looks all like cute in her little Fearless outfit with the lyrics on her arms, and like, oh my god, it's about how they're trying to like take back her music and like steal, like take back her stolen music. Oh my god, it's just so freaking cute. And so like I can't believe Taylor Swift is like fucking taking over my whole day, dude, with this Speaking Out album last night, and then this music video and the new set list. Like, are you kidding me? Anyways, it's been really great. It's been a really great night because of Miss Swift, because of Blondie, even though she's distracting me from my own readathon. But anyways, I'm going to try to read 2 short stories from this, and then I think I'm gonna call it a night, and I will see you in the morning with updates about this. Hello, good morning. It is day 2 of Summerween, if you can believe it. It's actually a little bit cooler today. Like yesterday it was pretty warm and pretty toasty, but today it's like a brisk 67 degrees, and so I've got the crew neck on. I was kind of hoping that I would get the chance to wear this during the readathon, but I was like, oh no, it's gonna be too hot. But today is just nice enough that I can get away with wearing this comfortably, and that makes me happy. But anyways, I wanted to let you know that last night I was able to read the first 2 short stories in this collection, and so the first short story was only about like, I want to say like 8 pages long, and it was this one called What We Have Here, and it was really interesting and really weird. It was kind of almost like leaning into like sci-fi territory. Honestly, like the first 2 stories both were kind of like leaning into sci-fi territory, which I just absolutely love. But the first one, oh my god, it was like the weirdest It was almost like a weird like body horror type of story. And it honestly, it was making me feel like claustrophobic in my own body. Like I don't even know how to describe it, but it just made me feel so like icky, but like in exactly the way that I'm looking for when it comes to short story horror. Like I loved it. I loved the first one. I gave it like a 4 out of 5, I think. And then the second short story is called Teresa. And this one was really intense and really sad because we're following this protagonist and she is on the phone with her husband when there's a shooter at his work. Like there's like a shooter going around at his work and he gets killed and dies. And then shortly after that, she gets a phone call. Like the next day, she gets a phone call from her husband and it's like the same situation where like there's a shooter at his office and he doesn't know what he's doing and she has to listen to him die again on the phone. And so we could just get this cycle of like every day she wakes up and it's like the same scenario happening over and over again and she doesn't understand how it's possible. And oh my god, this short story was so good. I freaking loved it so much. I gave that one 5 out of 5 stars. That one honestly reminded me of a Black Mirror episode, especially that one Black Mirror episode that's called Be Right Back. It really reminded me of that episode. I know my friend Brittany is also buddy reading this with me right now, and she said that it totally was giving her like Pet Cemetery vibes, and I would so agree with that as well. Like that was just such a good short story. So I'm so excited about this. Like so far it's going very well. I can't wait to read more from this today, but I think for today I'm going to try and get started on The Night House instead because I'm currently doing some public YouTube reading sprints right now. It's been a blast just hanging out with, you know, everyone on the YouTube channel this morning. So I think for this first sprint, I'm going to get started on The Night House. And hopefully, I don't know if I'll be able to finish this whole thing today. This one's not too long. This one's only about like 240 pages. So I think if I stay focused for these reading sprints, hopefully I'll be able to get this one done today. I might go ahead and just like make a iced coffee or something because I have this really good, it's like a churro cinnamon flavored iced coffee and the brand is like the Delight brand or something like that, but it's so freaking good. So I might have to pour some of that to keep me awake because I was up until like 2 a.m. last night and I'm freaking tired. Hi. Anyways.
You're talking about the cinnamon churro?
I am.
Well, guess what? I got it.
Oh, she stole it. Oh my god, you put that right over my face. Like, look. Oh. It's my face!
That's cute. You can make that a thumbnail.
I should make this thumbnail moment.
That's so cute.
Wow. This is the cutest cup ever, no?
It is. I got it at Homey Goods.
Homey Goods?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think it was only like $5 too.
Dude, I love this hoodie. She's got the hoodie. And I think she went for the right color.
Yeah, this is the right color.
It's very nice. Anyways. Anyways, thumbnail. So my mom just stopped by and dropped these off. Look how cute! She made cute little pretzel ghosts. Are these precious? And she brought me and Rachel coffee. Like, what? And then she brought this. Oh, what?
So
Cute little balloons and
I love this.
no cute.
This.
How cute.
Oh my god. I will be using this in the fall.
It's a cute little spooky bouquet. What is in here? Oh my god, cute. Little sparkling ice. Oh my god, it's like Halloween colors.
Oh.
Pink grapefruit. That's so cute. Oh my god. Orange mango. Wow.
Oh,
how
it's like
cute.
the candy corn.
Oh, it's like a candy corn.
That's good because everyone loves those.
Wow. Thank you, Mom. Great, hello. It has been a lovely afternoon so far. It's a little bit after 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I've been doing reading sprints now for about 3 hours, but I did want to update you because I have still been reading The Night House and I'm about 116 pages in, so I'm almost about halfway through the book at this point. And this book is, it's not really what I was expecting it to be, I guess. 14-year-old boy protagonist, and that it's about his, one of his classmates who gets like sucked into this phone. I don't know if you can see on the cover here, there's like this weird, creepy, bloody phone, but he's basically like, he's in this like phone booth with one of his friends or his little classmate that he's a total bully to, by the way. Like, this 14-year-old protagonist is such a bully, and he's so mean because this little kid, Tom, he has like a little stutter, and our main protagonist dude is like bullying him for his stutter, which like literally fuck off. He's the worst. Like, he's actually the worst. I know he's a 14-year-old boy, but he's the worst. And so poor little Tom gets like sucked into the phone, and there is some very descriptive, like gory vocabulary being used here as he's getting sucked into the phone. It's like bones are crunching and things are slurping, and it's like, ooh, you know, like it was really gross. And it started off really strong. The main plot of this book now is kind of like this 14-year-old boy trying to figure out what the fuck just happened. And you know, the whole thing is that they found this phone number in a phone book, and they were prank calling this phone number, and then after he forced this other boy Tom to like say something really awful into the phone, that's when it happened. And so now when he went to the police afterwards, he showed the police like the phone book, and the phone number is like disappeared. Like, there is no phone number. And so he's like, what the heck? So he's trying to track down like who they were on the phone with, and that's essentially like the main plot of the book now. And I don't know, this book is not exactly what I was expecting, because it's really obnoxious to follow this 14-year-old boy protagonist who is just kind of the worst. Like, he is such a bully in every sense of the word, and he's just really awful to these other kids. Like, he literally just calls this one kid Fatso, and like, we don't even get his name for so long because he just refers to him as Fatso. It's like, literally after everything it said, Fatso did this, Fatso did that, and it's like, it's just kind of obnoxious. I don't know, this almost does feel too like something that like Stephen King could have written, because it's definitely giving those like young boy bully kind of vibes, like, but it just feels kind of like it would take place in like the 80s or maybe the 90s. I don't know, I don't think it has said though, but I don't know, so far I'm not like obsessed with it. And because I'm almost halfway through now, I think I am just gonna push through and finish it, because I do want to see where this goes, even though I'm not feeling that invested in the story. Like, this is just, it's a lot more campy than I was anticipating, which like maybe I should have been anticipating that, because the idea of somebody getting sucked into a phone is pretty campy. But also, like, there was this one scene, I was literally reading it out loud to my sister because it was so fucking funny, and like, I don't know if the scene was supposed to be like creepy or not, but I'm just like, okay, really? So like, I don't know how I feel about this one. The vibes are not exactly what I was expecting, but I feel like the story's going back and forth between having some really like gruesome and like gory imagery when like certain things are happening, and I'm like, oh, that's disgusting, or like, it's so well written in those parts. But then there's also like an equal amount of this 14-year-old boy just being absolutely obnoxious and really annoying, and it just makes me want to like slam my head into the wall because I don't want to be reading about him. And there's a lot of like his friendships and his like teenage drama and like a lot of that going on as well. So it's not my favorite thing so far. I think I am going to try to push through and finish this today. I'm probably still going to be doing one more reading sprint after this. I think I want to sprint until around like 4 o'clock this afternoon, and then maybe I might take a walk around the neighborhood because it is such a nice day out today. I feel like I need to get out of the apartment and go on a walk. I might also get dinner later. I swear we don't usually go out to eat often. Like, we do actually make food a lot at the apartment, but for some reason these last 2 nights I'm like, I am not in the mood to make dinner. We're gonna go out, and because it's a Saturday, it's like a weekend, you know, so we might go out and pick up dinner. And then later tonight I have my Scream movie night on my Patreon, which I am so freaking excited about. And so I'm hoping that I can try to finish this book, if not before the movie night, then hopefully shortly after. It's much later in the night. It's about 9:30. The sun is just setting, but I wanted to update you. I ended up going and getting some yakisoba noodles at my favorite noodle spot. And then after I got home, we did the Scream movie night and the watch party, which was very fun because Scream is such an iconic movie and everybody really enjoyed it. We even had a few first timers watching the movie with us, which was so fun. I swear my little group of like Patreon friends are just, they're like the most fun group of people to watch movies with. Like all of them are so freaking funny. And it was just a really great night. And then after the movie was done, I got the chance to finish The Night House. I just don't know, I don't know what to say about this book. I think I might honestly debate giving this 1 star because of how much I didn't like it. And especially as we got towards the end, I feel like by forcing myself to finish this book, I was just getting less and less interested the more that I was reading, and I just knew that this was gonna be something that I wouldn't like. After the first like 50 pages, I was like, oh god. And I think the main reason why I want to give this book 1 star is because I don't have anything positive to say about it, really. None of the characters really gripped me. I feel like especially our protagonist, he's one of those protagonists that is just obnoxious, and like I don't care how much trauma that you've been through in your life, it doesn't give you the right to be a total complete douchebag asshole to like everyone. And I know he's a 14-year-old kid and I get that, but like I just did not enjoy myself reading from his perspective. I didn't enjoy him. I didn't really find him very redeemable even throughout the rest of the story. I was just like, he's kind of the worst, and I don't know if we're supposed to like him as a reader or not. I mean, especially just like the fat phobic comments in general of just him calling this other kid fatso and like making fun of the other kid's stutter, and like he's just such a bully, you know? So like it was really hard to read from the protagonist of someone who's just such a freaking bully. I usually don't mind when a character's unlikable, but I feel like in a way this story, in some ways, it feels like you have to like this character in order to care about things that are happening in the story. You know, like you have to care about him as a character to care about his fate in this book, you know, and I just didn't care. I also feel like, God, the tone of this book was all over the place because sometimes it would have these really like gory and graphic like horror scenes that were just like really brutal to read, and like that's exactly what I was hoping this book would be. But then at other times it would just feel so like ridiculous and over the top and like weirdly campy, but like in a way that felt different from the other scenes. Like I feel like the tone was just all over the place. And you know, I also realized that I have actually read a Joe Nesbo before, because when I was picking this book up, I was like, oh my god, it's my first Joe Nesbo. And like, no, I have read The Snowman, and I didn't like The Snowman either, and I apparently just blacked it out of my memory because I thought that this was my first Joe Nesbo, but no, it's not even my first. And now this author is 0 for 2 for me, so that's quite the bummer. I really I don't know what I was expecting with this, but it definitely wasn't this, and also like the direction that this book ended up going in, like I could not care less about the plot in this book. I thought the plot was so freaking boring. I'm sad to say that this was probably a 1 star for me. Otherwise, I do feel like Summerween has been going really well for me so far, just because I've had so much success with Dead 11 that I really enjoyed, and then same with At Home with the Horrors. I know I've only read the first 2 so far, but I'm really enjoying this short story collection, and I think I might try to read the next 2 short stories in this tonight, but also it's already 9:30 and like I need to start editing this vlog right now to literally go up tomorrow in the morning. So like I don't know if I'm gonna have the energy in me to read this, especially because I just read this entire thing with my eyeballs today, you know, so I might give myself a break tonight. But if I do, I will update you in the next vlog with my thoughts on this one. I'm really excited though. I think if I don't end up reading them tonight, I'll probably read these 2 stories like first thing tomorrow morning before deciding on what book I'm gonna pick up next. That is gonna be all from me for the first 2 days of Summerween, so thank you so much for hanging out. And as I just mentioned, I will be posting more Summerween vlogs throughout the week. There should be 2 more vlogs coming because I think I'm gonna include days 3 and 4 in one vlog, and then I think I'm gonna do 5, 6, and 7 for the last 3 all together. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know how Summerween is going for you so far, what you've been reading, what are your thoughts, and if you've read any of these books that I'm reading during this week, then let me know what your thoughts are. And I'll see you very soon with another video. Bye!